Well, this is Jared with Stampede Blue, and this is your Indianapolis Colts post-game wrap. The Colts won today at home in overtime and beat the Green Bay Packers 34 to 31, and are now 7-3, first place in the AFC South, tied with the Tennessee Titans, and headed towards a rematch next Sunday at 1 o'clock. The Colts won flatly because Green Bay turned the ball over 4 times. The Colts only turned it over twice. And despite the officials, Packers' best effort, the Colts were able to rely on rookies to get the job done today. Aaron Rodgers was 27 for 38 for 311 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. He had an interception. He was sacked once, hit once, under duress all day, but managed to make magic happen. The Colts won despite that. The Colts defense should be lauded for only allowing 66 yards rushing. Conversely, the Colts offense rushed for 140 yards. It's a pretty big difference. Devontae Adams had himself a day, 7 catches for 106 yards and a touchdown. And again, the Colts won despite that. Now, Philip Rivers was 24 for 36, 66% completion percentage, 288 yards. He had 3 touchdowns and an interception. It started to fall apart there at the end, as did his body when he came up a little limp, and got bailed out by the replay on a potential fumble. But he was, he looked pretty damn good, pretty good, all things considered, man. But the reality is, the Colts won today on the back of rookies, and it's time we give them their due. Jonathan Taylor, after being benched after a fumble, the rookie out of Wisconsin, 22 carries for 90 yards and looked like a bulldozer. Michael Pittman Jr., second round wide receiver out of USC. Though a lot of people wondered what's he doing. Coming back off injury, 2 big games in a row. That's 3 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown today. And then, in my opinion, the defensive rookie of the year, Colts rookie safety Julian Blackmon from Utah, often looked at as the second best safety from Utah. It might actually be the best defensive player the Colts drafted, and might be the best defensive player in this draft in terms of how he's played this year. He's made big play for the Colts. I'd like to see him to get some chatter regarding being rookie of the year. And yeah, like I said, the Colts won today despite the officials, Packers' best effort. And I say that as someone, I've been watching football my entire life, and my dad was a football official, a football referee or umpire. You can call him whatever you want. Depends where you're standing. I've never seen a team with the ball and the lead with less than 3 minutes to play and get called for that many successive penalties. The rule of thumb in officiating is you could call a penalty every play. And the fact that it feels like even in a home contest, the Colts are fighting the officiating and an opponent is getting kind of old. It is old hat. We've basically been having this conversation since I started making these videos, and I'm in my 4th year of doing this. So I understand that a lot of people are going to hear me and say, come on, Jared, can't you just enjoy the win? I can, but I can also tell you that the game shouldn't have went to overtime. The Colts should have maintained possession of the football, and the game should have just ended. And I get it. Everybody's, bonus football. Right. It just means a higher probability of injuries, and Philip Rivers running around out there in a bum ankle or bum foot is only going to add up over time. So it is important that Jacoby Brissett get some run in this offense, because you never know when you're going to lose Philip Rivers, because like I've been saying, he's basically a statue with the football. And if he doesn't get the ball out quickly, there could be problems. So as I've said, Colts are 7-3, headed to a big football game on Sunday night. I did see that Houston also won today. Not sure why. But yeah, Colts look really good today. Got carried by some rookies. Kenny Moore had 10 tackles. Rock Ya-Sin, often we talk about him getting plays made on him. He had an interception today. But yeah, I feel like the Colts defense bailed us out. And can't forget Rodrigo Blankenship, who entered today as the NFL's leading scorer. He's also a rookie. He was 4 for 5. Yeah, he came up a little short on a 50-yard field goal, but man, this rookie class has been impressive and impactful, and that's all you can really ask for, is that they make a big impact. So like I said, Julian Blackmon for Defensive Rookie of the Year. And then obviously you could we could sit and talk about the other rookies the Colts have, but man, this is a still a very young football team that is very productive. Got another big win. This is as big a win as last week, but more importantly, remember that in back-to-back seasons without a franchise quarterback, the Colts have beat the Chiefs and now the Packers, who I would argue are best in the AFC and NFC, or one of the best teams in those respective conferences that Frank Reich and this Colts team have beat. And that's not to say that we can't also say the play calling has to get better. I feel like the Colts have become predictable, and the proof is in the pudding. Naheem Hines had 6 carries for 2 yards today. But when Jonathan Taylor got in there, he ran people over, and it's because they weren't game planning for that. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Where I'm like, look at this data. Oh, we were running on predictably and got stuffed. Oh, we put in the rookie and he cleaned house because they weren't prepared for him. So I get on one hand things are working, right? Rookies are producing, the Colts are winning. Even though Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams did their thing, those are two of the best football players I've ever seen in my adult life, and the Colts won despite them having good games. So all those things add up to this big win. This has been Jared with Stampede Blue. Hey, enjoy the rest of the games this week. Have a great week ahead of you, and I'll see you after next week's games. Go Colts.